Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly, Uncensored.
Hello and welcome to a Monday edition of Miguel and Holly Uncensored. Make sure to check out our other podcast. You can find them anywhere you listen to podcasts from the iHeartRadio app. Miguel and Holly Full Show, the Blown Off Podcast, Queen City Confessions. Just type any of those anywhere you listen to podcasts on the iHeartRadio app. And then don't forget, we also have the Miguel and Holly Platypus Posse / Miguel and Holly Fam Facebook group that you can join.
Yeah, you just type that in. It's like a part of the Miguel and Holly Facebook page. It can be, I think, sometimes a little tricky to get to, but it is there.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, what you find it?
Yes, absolutely. Holly, how was your weekend?
It was okay. It was good in some aspects and not so good in another. The weekend itself, it was a kid-free weekend, and we hadn't had one of those in a little bit, and we're not going to have another one again until March.
Oh, gosh.
You get one thing off kilter, and it is so difficult to get back on track because if obviously I have a 9-year-old, my person has an 8-year-old, and so if any of the fates align and we have to get off on a weekend, it's difficult to then find out how to sync them back up. So this was the last one, the first one in a while and the last one for a while. So we really took advantage by doing nothing, a lot of nothing. And I felt guilty about that because the other day, he was trying to find a coffee cup or something about the cabinets in the kitchen. And he's like, we should really reorganize these. And I was like, we've been saying it for a year. And then it was an inappropriate reaction. And then he got mad. So he's like, fine. But it was later on we talked about it. He's like, I know it's been a year and I know we haven't done it, but we've had a lot going on. And it's not like we can just do it. There's just the way our routine is scheduled. We don't have a lot of time, where we're not entertaining children in some capacity. So we have to do them on our free weekends. But anytime we've had a free weekend, it's almost like we're just collapsing on the couch just to get some time. So I realized he's right. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give myself a break on not doing this. And promptly did not do it this weekend. We just hung out, played some video games. We did meet up with his aunt and uncle for lunch, and they paid, which was nice.
Praise.
I had dinner with some friends on Friday, but so all that was the good part of the weekend. But the bad part of the weekend is my mom is still in the hospital since New Year's Eve. And it's just a long story, but they were going to discharge her Friday night. Why? Always on a Friday night. And it's just, I didn't want that to happen because I've had it happen before where she's discharged from a hospital to a skilled nursing facility or whatever on a Friday night. And this part is not the fault of really anyone. It just is what it is. No one gives a crap on a Friday night. Wherever you're going to, everyone has gone home for the day. The people that are the weekend crew that are not there as frequently, that probably don't really know a whole lot about what's going on. It's not good on a Friday at 5 to be making a move from a hospital for an elderly person. That's according to me, based on past experience. So I'm fighting tooth and nail not to have this happen. But then the place she was going to go to backed out anyway. So they were like, oh, yeah, we don't have the bed anymore. And then they stopped answering the phone. The hospital couldn't get a hold of them. And I'm like, well, you know what? If that's how they operate, I don't want her there anyway.
Right.
So by default, she couldn't leave on Friday. Then I had to file an appeal for her discharge through Medicare because Medicare, by all intents and purposes, they saw that she had been discharged on Friday night. Well, now she's going to still be at the hospital Saturday and Sunday, and they're going to be like, we're not paying for that. And you know how much it pay? It's a lot of money. So then I had to file something on Friday, and it was this whole thing that was up in the air juggling. Then this weekend, we did have to go see a different place because I don't want to put her in a place unseen. So all that to say, sometime now or in the next couple hours, like she has to leave the hospital. Now it's like my appeal was denied, which is fine. I was just trying to buy myself some time. But that means that Medicare, her insurance will not pay for any further stay at the hospital till noon today. So she got to go. But like no one's called me. And I'm like,
You're like, what?
It's fine. I've tried calling like the numbers that I have, but the phones are off. And then I'm like waiting for my boyfriend to text me the number to like the nurse's station because I don't have it off the top of my head. Anyway, so that's like the difficult part of the weekend. But overall, it was good with a little bit of stress on the side.
Goodness. It just, I mean, we've had several conversations about this, but it just continues to amaze me that our medical system that is supposed to be there to help and supposed to be there to make sure that you're okay. It's like everyone has these horror stories of how it is completely not that. And it's just so sad that it takes an act of God to get something to finally be done the right way.
Right. And I want to make sure I'm not like, putting a blanket statement because there are like individuals within the healthcare system that really do care and they really do want to help keep you healthy or safe. And it sucks, especially for them, because we have like privatized healthcare and everything has to go through the insurance company. At the end of the day, it's all about money. Like I'm sure you've heard stories where doctors will order tests for their patient and the insurance company's like, I don't think they need it.
Right.
You're like, okay.
So so you're saying the doctor who cares for me on the daily or on the however long I've been with them, they don't know better, but you do?
Yeah, because the insurance doesn't want to pay.
Right.
So it just all comes down to money, and that's why it sucks. So it's not like any one person's fault. It's just the way that it was built.
Yeah.
It's built this way. Anyway, enough about that. I'm just dealing with like a lot of stuff in my head about all that. So I apologize if I'm a little off today.
No, understand that. Completely understand. There is a great podcast that I've thrown out there called Throughline. They do a great job of sort of like going back into history about stuff and sort of explaining to you like how we got to where we are. And they have a great podcast if you go through that talks about how our medical system got to be where it is today and like why it's privatized, why it's so complicated, why it's like you have to maneuver and
you have to know the loopholes.
Right.
You have to. Like, it's only because I've been dealing in this particular arena for so long now with my mom, and I've learned every time what not to do, that I even knew to like pull the different triggers that I did pull this weekend, and that any of this even exists. Like, the me of 5 years ago, absolutely no idea, at the mercy of like, just the system. And if you don't have somebody that knows the loopholes and knows the right thing to say, the wrong thing to say, like in theory, like what's best for the person you're advocating for, you are just really at a disadvantage.
Amy Gordon said, I work in the medical field, and you nailed it, Holly. At the end of the day, it's all about the money. So sad.
Yeah.
And that's how most things are, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is. It's true. So anyway,
she said, I'm a medical billing specialist. I see it every day. I can't imagine as a medical billing person, the stuff that you see.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I didn't want to bring it down. Like I just quickly, just so I can get this over with, I just feel like I'm dealing in this weird, like, what is, hold on a second. It's called, not apprehensive. Whatever it is. God, see, this is what I'm saying. It's a bit foggy today. It's when you have grief, but you don't need to grieve yet. Like, I feel like I've been grieving my mom for so long, and like I keep getting this like, oh, it's close to it, or oh, maybe it's not. And I'm just like, I'm so tired and I'm totally numb, but I also feel like there's probably feelings down there somewhere. And then I found out this weekend that my friend, my college friend who has brain cancer again, is probably in her last weeks right now. And so like that's on my mind because her husband asked me to ultimately post something on Facebook. Thank you, Elizabeth. Anticipatory grief. I could not think of that word. So, I had gone to visit my friend this past May or June or whatever. And she was not doing well even then. And so he said she's not doing super well, not at all now. And she's my same age, she dealt with brain cancer when we were in our 20s, and then it came back like with a vengeance in 2021, end of 2021, and here we are. It's been about, not quite 18 months even. So I'm just thinking of that, and I'm thinking about all the stuff that's going on with my mom. And so I'm just in this weird death circle. I lost another college friend last week. I'm just a weird place. I'm in a weird place. So I just want to apologize in advance because I know I'm probably not in a normal headspace.
Listen, it's one of those things with life is it happens, and it happens at different times, and it's unexpected. And it's like, you just got to sort of roll with the punches and be like,
you do.
All right, well, here's the season of life that I'm in right now. It
right.
totally freaking sucks. But the thing that we know is that not every season is forever.
Yeah. No, it's not going to last.
They come and they go. You learn your lesson. You take whatever emotions that you had to and say, all right, here's some more experiences that will shape who I am from this point. And then we just sort of keep putting our foot in front of the other and keep on going.
Yes. And so it's weird because like life is still happening. Like we still got to go to dance classes and musical theater rehearsal. And I still have to, I made a hair appointment for later this week. Mainly because remember last week I told you my hairstylist was like, where are you?
Yes.
So I made an appointment because I haven't been since probably September. And I feel like I have to like just trudge through some self-care. Like I have to force myself to do it. So that, and in the meanwhile, all this is swirling. So I'm doing it. I'm still walking through life. It's just a little foggy.
Madison said, listen every week and finally listening live for the first time. Love you guys. Sorry to hear about your friend and mom. Love you, Holly.
Appreciate it.
Amy said, sending love and hugs, Holly. You're a super strong woman. And then Ashley Michelle said, good morning. I finally get to join. Welcome.
Yay.
So my weekend was completely different.
I can imagine. I would hope no one's is actually exactly like that because it was a weird roller coaster. So how was yours?
It was good. Friday night, we were kind of like, are we going to go out? We're in that weird stage with friends here in Charlotte where we are trying to sort of, like, we're past the just like, all right, well, Friday, we're just going to sort of wait and see if anybody sends us a text about like what's going on with some of the people we hang out with. Yeah. So now we're in the, hey, if anybody wants to come over Friday to watch RuPaul's Drag Race, we'll have some refreshments and a couple of snacks.
Going to be like your tent pole thing? Are you going to make that a thing so you can like become the house that does things?
No, I think that we're trying to figure that out. Not for RuPaul's Drag Race because we're not like into it. We're into it because our friends are. Because I was like early on in the run of RuPaul's Drag Race when it first started. And so people, gays are notorious for this. Like everybody's trying to see like what are the hottest plans or where's the group going. And so we kind of just threw it out there. What's helping is that Abe joined this dodgeball team with the gay sports league here in Charlotte. And so he has sort of like this group text with all the team. And so we're like, hey, if anybody wants to come over, and a few people said they would. And so people ended up coming over for a little bit, and then we went out. And then we had people over afterwards. So we were the after party again this time. But
did it go till 6 a.m?
No, it did not. And there was just like 5 of us there. So
that's a little different than hosting an entire club at your house. Good Lord.
Yeah, so it was cool. But we're just in that weird stage where we're trying to like just throw it out there. And then Abe had his first dodgeball game yesterday. So that was really cool to go. And it was just, and most people probably don't think about this type of stuff when they're in a new group of gays, but like, it was just really cool how, we've seen a lot of people around and maybe haven't had like a full conversation, but a lot of people were like, oh, hey, Miguel, so glad you're here. Hey, good to see you. And we got to just like sit and talk and like not be in a drinking bar situation.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. So
that's good.
And then Saturday, that was the day that we sort of like celebrated our anniversary, our 1 year in a wedding anniversary. So we went to the movies to go see the movie Missing, which is really good.
Intense. Like,
oh my God.
I don't know if that's like a a great anniversary activity. Like, let's go get stressed out together.
I know, right? But I mean, that's our thing. Like, we loved going to the movies and just the whole experience of the food and the theater. But the movie Missing, this is a little bit of a spoiler alert if you plan on seeing the movie Missing, okay? Spoiler alert. It deals with domestic violence.
Okay.
Okay? That's all I'll say. I won't give any more plot points.
Sure.
So I've dealt with that in my past. From my mom, from a relationship that she was in when I was younger. And I had not thought of that in years. Had not thought about it.
Okay.
So that's why when I said earlier in the show this morning that they should have had like a trigger warning, but I don't know how you could without giving some of it away.
But couldn't it have been like written into like this is dealing with this? I mean, does it ruin the movie if you know that there is like
yes, because it's such a twist and turny movie that like you want to sort of go into it blind. You want to go into it not knowing what's going to happen, because I was like, this is excellent storytelling for this movie, because there would be points that it would, because it's like a mystery, because the mom goes missing with her boyfriend in Colombia, and so the daughter's trying to like figure it out, which, by the way, when you watch this movie, holy crap, if someone wants to track you down and if they have access to your Google account, the things that people can find, there were points in this movie where I'm like, I didn't know that Google tracked that, or I didn't know that someone could go into your account, because the daughter because she's supposed to pick her mom up from the airport in LA, and her mom doesn't show up with the boyfriend from their trip. And so then she files a missing persons report. And so she's trying to track her down. And so she goes into the boyfriend's Google account, and she's finding out all these things about, like, if you block people, or the messages, like blocked emails, past searches that you've done, like your Google Maps and like where you've been. So if you have Google Maps on your phone, it's actively always tracking where you are. And so someone can go in and be like, what are some frequent stops? What are some places, the last places they've been to? So there were some things with Google I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize they tracked all that.
They tracking everything.
Everything.
This is what gets me, is like people are like, oh, I'm very private on my Instagram. Like, you thought, like, no.
Oh my God. It's so funny.
Just so silly.
So that's why for me that movie was like, oh my gosh, this is nuts. But dealing with domestic abuse, that really sort of like took me into just a wormhole of what my mom experienced, what I experienced as a kid watching it. And so it was an interesting movie. I did cry at the end, and it was like for what happened in the movie, and also because of like what my mom and I went through with, that abuse situation, and sort of side by side with what was happening on screen. So it was just not what I was expecting from a movie like that. But good movie if you like intense situations like that. And then we went to Steak 48 Saturday.
Oh my God, yes.
Girl.
I was so excited to just hear about this.
Like, this food here is just literally insane. So if you missed that part on the show, I threw out there that I was looking for a reservation for Steak 48 because they didn't have any available. And so one of our listeners got in contact with the general manager, because they used to work there, and they got us a reservation for Saturday. And just when you walk in the door, you just hit with all these amazing smells. And then when you sit down, I mean, everything there executed. I mean, they had a 12 dozen roses for us on the table when we sat down, with a card that said happy anniversary, which was just a perfect touch.
Did you get to take the flowers?
Yeah, you get to take the whole thing of flowers, because we were not sure. And so we asked our waitress, because we had just been laughing with her, and I was like, girl, I don't want to be tacky, but like, do we get to take the flowers? And she laughed, and she was like, if you don't get your silly butt out of here, of course you take the flowers. They are yours. Happy anniversary.
That's amazing.
So cool. So we got that. when we got there, and then we ordered a bottle of wine. And so shout out to our old boss from a long time ago, Rick Thomas, who he sort of taught us a little bit about wines.
Yes.
So now
that's where I get mainly all my wine knowledge.
Literally. So like that's why I was like, okay, where's Duckhorn? That's what he always gets. So
I don't know if they still have a 2015 vintage, but that was a good year. Apparently. I don't even know if they have this.
Well, they had the Duckhorn, I think, that he would get for us. But I was like, girl, do you know how much that is, Holly?
It's like $100.
120 there.
Yeah, well, on average, it's about $100. It depends on the place. Obviously, that's a very fancy place.
Right.
But and I don't know if they would have had this on that menu there because it's so fancy. But like the Decoy brand is Duckhorn, but it's the same vineyards, it's the same wine, but it's like their cheaper little brother cousin. Thinking like Decoy, like, oh, it's a Decoy because it's the Duckhorn, but it's like
the Decoy.
Same thing. So anyway, heads up.
Well, they had the Duckhorn that was like 120. Then they had not the Decoy one, but it was like sort of right in the middle. So that was like $70. And I was like, oh my God. But we did save up for this. So we knew we wanted to do, this was our big 1 year anniversary thing. So we said, because him and I are sort of like you and I, Holly, we were looking at the menu and we were like, God, I mean, wow, look at these wonderful bottles of wine.
This is so great. I'm not paying that money. Like, you have to...
And then I was like, wait a minute. But we know like we have like one bottle and then for dinner, you're going to want another bottle. So I was like, girl, that's a lot of money for 2 bottles.
I don't know about 2 bottles. That's a 1 bottle deal. You just got to suck it up and have one.
No, it's your anniversary. We said we are going to splurge. So we did 2 bottles.
Oh, God. That's $150.
I know. That was just the wine.
Jesus.
Right.
Jesus come down there and be like, I'll just make it myself. No.
I should have been like, can I come stomp the grapes to get the money taken off of the bill?
Discount. Oh my God.
So
like, I'll uncork it. I mean, that's
literally.
Fine.
Oh my God. So we ordered the wine. And so then we were looking at the appetizer menu. And so then we were like, all right, do we get 1 or do we get 2? Because the appetizers are expensive.
You are going bonkers here. That is too much. Somewhere you got to cut down. 2 appetizers, get out.
We did. Well, because they had like seafood and then because, I don't eat seafood and Abe loves seafood. So then we were trying to figure out like which one to get. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm trying to find the picture of the menu to see how much it was. So he ordered...
While you're looking, just really quick, F. Canestraro on YouTube, I hope I said that right, asked, did Miguel and Abe save the cake top from their wedding last year? Which I asked last Friday, and Miguel said no. Well, keep in mind, they didn't have like a normal wedding cake. They had cupcakes.
Yeah.
But no, none of them were saved. And then they said, I doubt anyone does that anymore. I did that. But then again, that was 2010. So anyway, I digress.
Yeah, no, we did not. We did not say it because we had cupcakes. So in last year, because of just like how the whole wedding like played out and where we were living, where the hotel was, and then where we were living, and then we went on our honeymoon. The wedding was Saturday. Sunday we were at the hotel, and then we left from the hotel Monday for our honeymoon. So we literally, in all of the planning, like that was like not in there at all. So we just got cupcakes from a place here.
Yeah. Anyway, so back to the appetizer.
So I got prime steakhouse meatballs. Got the small one, $13. Not bad.
Okay.
Abe got the chicken fried lobster tails.
That had to be. Did it just say market price, by the way?
No, they have the prices on there.
Okay.
Can you guess how much the chicken fried lobster tails are? Oh, wait, hold on. You know what?
Is it?
Oh, wait, hold on. I forgot. I have a wonderful bed for this we can play. Here we go. Holly, how much were the chicken fried lobster tails? Oh, no.
That is not it.
Hold on. Here, this is it.
Slash, why does this music make me kind of feel good?
I know,
just
right?
Comfortable. Like, I feel like I'm at homesick. Anyway. All right. I'm going to guess they were $22, Miguel.
$22. Is that right? Survey says. No, not $22.
Was that too much or too little?
That was too little.
Jesus. Okay. I don't even know. What was it? 28? Stop it.
The chicken fried lobster tails. $48.
Shut up! No! Abram! No! I'm sorry. That's where I put my foot down. We are not getting a damn appetizer for $50.
Okay, so now here's the thing, though. He said those were the best, like one of the best things he's ever put into his mouth before. Like he said it was worth every cent. Because, you know, my ass was like, so we're going to spend $48 on an appetizer that I can't eat?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? It is the 1 year anniversary, so go ahead and do it. And he said it was worth every fucking cent.
And then you got steaks.
And then we got steaks. Hold on, we're not done. I said $48. Vanessa said, and I was over here guessing it was $35. Then he gasped when Miguel said 48.
Not alone.
Whoo! All right. So then we ordered the appetizers.
Yeah. Which were the cost of like a normal person's entire dinner.
Just one appetizer.
Yeah.
So then he got, I don't remember what the steak was that he got. But it was bone in, so it was fucking huge. And then I got
like a T-bone or something.
It wasn't like one of those like crazy big ones.
No, not like a tomahawk, but like, did he get a T-bone or did he get?
I think T-bone sounds right. Let me see if. Oh dang! I didn't take a picture of the whole menu.
Oh, that's all right.
So then I got a regular size filet mignon.
Oh, not the small one. The regular size one.
Yep. Both of our Holly. How much were our steaks at Steak 48?
Now this music is creepy because it's too much. Each or together?
Each.
Miguel, your steak was, I think, 40.
40, okay.
And I think Abe's was 65.
All right.
65. I'm going with 65.
65. All right. I'm actually looking up the menu right now. Let's see here.
Maybe yours was 42. I'm going to say that. I say Miguel's was 42. Abe's was 65. This is absurd. This is absurd.
All right.
And this music is so trippy.
He had, that's right. Oh,
I want to put on like a fringe skirt and just. did it.
Holly?
Wait, you got to lower it. I can't hear nothing. Oh, God.
You were incorrect on both.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
I had a filet mignon, not bone in. It was regular 12 ounce, $72.
They go, what? I don't.
I told you I saved up for it, girl.
What is gold food? Like, what the fuck? Wait, what was it again? Say it again.
It was the filet mignon 12 ounce regular $72.
I'm not going there, Miguel. Like when you got done and you were like, oh, Holly, you have to come here when next time you're in Charlotte. Bitch, no.
Oh, no. Okay, listen.
What was Abe's?
All right. I want to say he had, and he's driving right now, so I can't call him. I think he had the 45-day dry aged bone-in ribeye, 22 ounces, $94.
Oh, no. Okay. That's what are you, celebrity?
No.
Who are you, LeBron James? What?
And then the waitress came over and she was like, would y'all like to see the dessert menu? We're like, no! No.
You're like, take that menu and shove it somewhere else.
Now, listen, I will tell you this. As a person who grew up extremely poor, girl, a good meal to me was if we could get a combo meal and get fries at Wendy's.
You were big spending.
Girl, we were doing stuff.
Yeah.
So for someone like me, this is not a regular thing, but I will say that everyone deserves to have this type of meal at least once in their life.
Yeah, I agree.
Because everything about it was delicious. Like this wasn't, I mean, and even we had leftovers yet. So we basically had 2 meals because everything was so much. Because we then had macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, cream spinach, and he had Brussels sprouts. Everything was delicious. I mean, the cream spinach, just the flavoring of it. Oh my gosh. I made the manager come back over to tell me what was in it because I'm like, I've never had this flavoring of cream spinach before. It was so good.
Wow.
Everyone deserves to treat themselves like this for once.
Yeah.
If you can save up, if you can make it happen, I say absolutely do it. It's so worth it.
Yeah. No, and it's something that sticks with you your whole life. The one meal that still stands out in my mind is, I think it was my very first fancy meal. And it was like the fanciest because it was at a Morton's Steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when my boss Dave and I at the time, it was like my first year in the real world. It was like 2005 probably. And we went to Nashville for CRS, which is like a country radio seminar. Mm-hmm. It's a big deal for people, and we were. And we met with the syndicated nighttime host that we had on our station. And so we didn't even have to pay for it because she did, like her people did. Mm-hmm. And I had never been to such a fancy steakhouse. And so when we had that meal, I was like, even to this day, I was like, 23 years old. And so we're talking like almost 20 years ago. It still remains to this day like my most memorable meal ever. So that's going to stay with you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the whole experience, even from the waitress and how she was joking with us and how everybody now, and also too, I'm going to be 100% honest with you, being, new here to Charlotte and like still trying to understand the city, from the past, being an outsider from North Carolina, the things that I remember hearing about North Carolina was like Michael Jordan is from here and Duke and the bathroom bill, where it's very concerned. Our lieutenant governor that's a whole nother story. He's very problematic. So, you don't know how people are going to treat an interracial gay couple at a place like this,
Right. It's in the back of your mind.
Right. And so my guard was kind of up going there. But then when I saw the roses and like how, even like the people around us, they were like, oh, congratulations. I heard they say happy anniversary, so like the whole experience was just a very memorable one. So we can always say, all right, for our 1-year anniversary, we got to do it for us. Because, the wedding is for everyone else.
It really is. It really is. Yeah.
Where this was just for us. And so it was so worth it. Sean Lee said, I almost choked on my coffee hearing the price of the appetizer. As long as you guys had an amazing time enjoying the meal, despite how expensive it was, but you guys saved for it. It was worth the experience and had an amazing anniversary dinner. Thank you.
Agreed. Mm-hmm.
So you should treat yourself, whether it's Burns in Tampa, or Rococo in St. Pete, or Steak 48 here in Charlotte, or wherever you are.
Yeah.
One good meal is so worth it.
It really is. Oh, love it. I love it for you.
Holly, anything else before we get out of here?
No, in fact, we got to go. I would like to go. Sorry.
I would like to be released from this prison work camp right now. Could I please be released?
Really?
Can I go to the bathroom?
I have to call the hospital.
I would like to
and I think I need to take a nap today or something if I can. I can't.
That would be much.
But I just need to call the hospital, so that's good for me.
Holly needs to be released, everybody. So we will head out. Thank you, everyone, for all the... and Jason said, grand total comes to $800. It was not $800. I will tell you that much. It was not that much.
That's good.
Veronica said, happy first anniversary, Miguel and Abe. Thank you very much. All right, Holly, what's your social media? People can follow you.
It's Radio Holly, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram.
Mine is Miguel Fuller. You can find me TikTok, Instagram, Be Real. And producer Kelvin will be back on Wednesday's podcast so we can hear all about his whole wedding situation he had with his college best friend or college roommate. All right, we will see you all later. Bye.
Miguel and Holly Uncensored.
Catch it on the iHeartRadio app or anywhere you listen to podcasts.